Chapter 1. In the first year of Darius the son of Ahasuerus, of the seed of the Medes, which was made king of the realm of the Chaldeans,
unto Jerusalem,
in the first year of his reign, I, Daniel, understood by books the number of the years, whereof the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah the prophet, that he would accomplish 70 years in the desolations of Jerusalem. And I set my face unto the Lord God to seek by prayer and supplication, with fasting and sackcloth and ashes.
the master
And
of
I
his
prayed
union,
unto the Lord my
that
God,
he should bring
and made my
certain of
confession,
the children
and
of
said,
Israel,
O
and
Lord,
of the king's
the
seed,
great and dreadful
and
God,
of the princes,
keeping the covenant
children
and
of
mercy
whom was
to
no
them
blemish,
that love him,
but well
and to
favored,
them that
and
keep his
skillful
commandments.
in all wisdom,
We have sinned,
and
and have
cunning
committed
in knowledge,
iniquity,
and
and have done
understanding
wickedly,
science,
and have rebelled,
and such
even by
as had
departing from thy
ability in them
precepts
to
and
stand
from
in
thy
the king's
judgments.
palace,
Neither
in
have we
whom
hearkened unto thy
they
servants the
might teach
prophets,
the learning
which spake
and the
in thy
tongue
name to our kings,
of the
our
Chaldeans.
princes, and our fathers, and to all
The
the
king
people of the
appointed
land.
them a daily
O
provision
Lord,
of the king's meat,
righteousness belongeth
and
unto
of
thee,
the wine
but
which he
unto us
drank,
confusion of
so
faces,
nourishing
as at this
them
day.
3 years,
To the men of Judah,
that at the
and to
end
the
thereof
inhabitants of Jerusalem,
they
and
might
unto
stand
all
before the
Israel
king.
that are near,
Now among
and that are
these
far
were
off,
of the children of
through
Judah,
all the countries whither thou
Daniel,
hast driven them,
Hananiah,
because of their trespass that they have
Mishael,
trespassed against thee.
and
O Lord,
Azariah,
to
unto
us
whom the
belongeth
prince
confusion
of
of
the
faces,
eunuchs gave
to our
names,
kings, to our
for he
princes,
gave
and
unto
to our
Daniel
fathers,
the name
because
of
we have sinned against thee.
Belteshazzar,
To the Lord
and to
our God
Hananiah,
belong mercies and forgivenesses, though we have rebelled against him. Neither have we obeyed the voice of the Lord
and
our
to
God,
Mishael,
to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the
and
prophets.
to Azariah,
Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by
but Daniel
departing,
purposed
that they might not obey thy voice.
in his heart that
Therefore
he
the
would
curse
not
is
defile
upon us,
himself with the
and the
portion
oath
of the
that is
king's
written
meat,
in the law of
nor with
Moses,
the
the
wine
servant
which
of
he
God,
drank.
because we
Therefore
have
he
sinned
requested
against
of the
him.
prince of the
And he
eunuchs
hath
that he
confirmed
might
his
not
words,
defile
which he
himself.
spake against
Now
us,
God had
and
brought
against our
Daniel to
judges that
favor
judged
and
us,
tender love
by
with
bringing
the
upon
prince
us a
of
great
the
evil.
eunuchs.
For
And
under
the
the
prince of
whole
the
heaven
eunuchs said
hath
unto
not
Daniel,
been done
I
as
fear
hath
my
been
lord
done
the king,
upon Jerusalem,
who hath appointed
as it
your
is
meat
written in the law
and
of
your drink.
Moses. All this
For why
evil
should
is
he
come
see
upon us,
your faces
yet made we not
worse
our prayer
liking than the
before the
children
Lord our God,
which are of
that
your
we
sort?
might turn from our
Then
iniquities,
shall ye
and
make
understand
me
thy
in
truth.
danger, my
Therefore
head,
hath the
to the king.
Lord watched upon the
Then
evil,
said Daniel
and
to
brought it upon us.
Melzar,
For
whom
the
the
Lord
prince
our
of the
God
eunuchs
is
had
righteous
set over
in all
Daniel,
his works which he doeth.
Hananiah,
For we
Mishael,
obeyed not his voice.
and
And now,
Azariah,
O Lord
prove
our
thy
God,
servants, I
thou
beseech
hast
thee,
brought
10
thy
days,
people
and
forth
let
out
them
of
give
the
us
land of
colt
Egypt
to
with a
eat,
mighty
and
hand,
water to
and
drink.
hast gotten thee renown,
Then let
as of
our
this day.
countenances be
We
looked
have
upon
sinned, we have
before
done
thee
wickedly.
in the countenance
O
of the
Lord,
children that
according to all
eat of
thy
the portion of
righteousness,
the king's
I
meat.
beseech thee,
And as
let thine
thou
anger
seest,
and thy
deal with thy
fury be
servants.
turned away from thy city
So he
Jerusalem,
consented to
thy
them
holy
in
mountain,
this manner, and
because for our
served them
sins
10 days.
and for the
And at
iniquities
the
of our
end of
fathers,
10 days, their
Jerusalem
countenances
and thy
appeared
people
fairer
are become a reproach to
and
all that
fatter
are about
in
us.
flesh than
Now
all the children
therefore,
which did
O
eat
our
the
God,
portion of the
hear the
king's meat.
prayer of thy servant
Thus
and his
Melzar
supplications,
took away the
and
portion
cause
of the
thy
meat
face to shine
and the
upon
wine
thy
that they
sanctuary,
should
which
drink,
is desolate,
and gave
for the
them
Lord's
colt.
sake.
As
O
for
my God,
these 4 children of
incline
God
thine
gave them
ear
knowledge
and
and
hear.
skill in all
Open
learning
thine
and
eyes,
wisdom.
and
And
behold
Daniel
our
had
desolations,
understanding in
and
all
the city which
visions
is
and
called
dreams.
by thy name.
Now,
For we
at
do
the
not
end of
present
the
our
days that the
supplications
king
before
had
thee
said
for our
he should bring them
righteousnesses,
in,
but for thy
then
great
the prince
mercies.
of the eunuchs
O Lord,
brought them
hear.
in before
O Lord,
Nebuchadnezzar.
forgive.
And the
O
king
Lord,
communed
hearken and do.
with them,
Defer
and among
not
them
for thine
all
own
was
sake,
found
O my God, for thy city
none
and thy
like
people
Daniel,
are called by thy
Hananiah,
name.
Mishael,
And whiles I
and
beseech
Azariah.
and pray,
Therefore stood
and
they before
confessing
the
my
king.
sin, and the
And in
sin
all
of my
matters
people Israel,
of this
and
wisdom
presenting
and
my supplication
understanding
before the
that the
Lord
king
my God
inquired of
for the
them, he
holy
found them
mountain
10
of my
times
God.
better.
Yea,
than all the
whiles I was
magicians
speaking in
Please,
prayer,
and
Darius, to set over
astrologers
the kingdom
that were in
120
all
princes
seen
his
that
the
should be
vision
over
branches.
the
at the
whole
beginning.
kingdom.
And
And
Daniel
Who
he
are these
caused to
3
continued
fly
princes?
swiftly,
Of whom
unto the
Daniel
to
was
first
touch me
first,
year
that
about
the
the
princes
time
of
might
of the
King
give
morning
accounts unto
Cyrus.
oblation.
them, and the king
And
should
he
have no
informed me,
damage. Then
and
this
talked to
Daniel
me,
was
And in
preferred
the
above the
and
second
said,
presidents
year
and
of the
princes
reign
O
because
of
an
Daniel,
excellent spirit
Nebuchadnezzar,
was
I
in
am
him.
now come
And the
forth
king
to
thought
give
to set
thee
him over the
dreamed
whole
seeing and
realm.
understanding.
dreams
Then the presidents
At
and
the
wherewith
beginning
princes
his
of
sought
thy
to
spirit
find
was
occasion
troubled,
supplications
against
the
Daniel
commandment
and his
concerning
came
the
sleep
forth,
kingdom,
brake
but they
and
could
I
from
am
him.
find
come
none
to show
occasion
thee.
nor
Then the
fault.
king
For thou art
commanded to
great
Forasmuch as
call
he
the
in
was
life,
faithful,
magicians
neither was there any
and the
therefore
error or
understand the
fault
astrologers
found
matter,
in
and the
him.
consider
sorcerers
the
Then
vision.
said these men, We
and
shall
the
not find any
17
Chaldeans
are
occasion against
determined
this
upon
for
Daniel,
to
thy
except
show
we
vision,
find
and
it
upon
against
the
him
thy
king
holy
concerning
his
the law of
seed,
his
dreams.
God.
to
So
finish
Then
the
they
these
came and
presidents
transgression,
and
stood before
princes
the
and
king.
to
assembled
make an
together to the
end of
king, and
sins,
And
said
the
thus
king
unto
said
him,
and
unto
to
them,
make
King Darius,
I have
reconciliation
live
dreamed
for
a
forever.
dream,
All
iniquity,
the presidents
and
of
my
the
and to
spirit
kingdom,
was
the
bring in
troubled
governors and the
to
princes,
everlasting
know
the counselors
the
righteousness,
and the
dream.
captains
and
have
to seal
consulted
up
Then
the
together to
spake the
vision of the
establish a royal
Chaldeans
prophecy,
statute,
and
to
to
and to
anoint
make a
the
the
firm
king
most
decree,
holy.
and
that whosoever shall ask
Know
a
Syria,
petition
therefore
of any
and
O
god or
king,
understand
man for 30
that from the
days,
therefore
going
save of
forth
thee,
of
O
the
king,
tell
commandment
thy
he shall
to
be
servants the
cast
restore
into the
dream,
den of
and
and we will
lions.
build
show
Now,
Jerusalem
O king,
unto the
establish
the
the
Messiah,
decree,
interpretation.
and
the
sign the
prince
writing,
shall
that
be
it be
7
not
weeks.
changed according
The
to the
king
law of the
answered and
Medes and the
said
Fourscore,
to
or
the
2
Persians, which
weeks.
Chaldeans,
altereth
the
not.
thing
The
is
street
gone from
Therefore
shall
King
me.
be built
Darius
again,
signed the
If
writing
ye will
and the
and the
not make
wall,
decree.
known
Now
unto
when
me
even
the
Daniel
in
knew
dream
that the
troublous
writing was
times.
with
signed,
the
he went into his
interpretation
And
house,
after
thereof,
and his
ye
windows
shall
threescore
be
being
and
cut
2
open and his
in
weeks
chambers
pieces
shall
fortress
and
Messiah
your
open,
be cut
he
houses
off,
kneeled upon his
shall
knees
be
but
three
not
times
made
for
a day
a
and
himself.
prayed
dunghill.
and gave thanks
And the
before his
But
people of
if
the
God,
ye
and
princes
show
he
shall
did
come,
the
shall
aforetime.
dream
destroy
Then
the
these
city,
men
and
and
assembled
the
and
sanctuary.
found Daniel
interpretation
praying
thereof,
And
and
the
making
ye
end
shall
thereof
supplications
receive
before
of
his
me
shall be
God.
gifts
with a
Then
flood,
he
and
came near and
reward
and
spake
unto
before
the
the
and
end
king
great
of the
honor.
concerning the
war
king's decree.
desolations
Hast
are
thou
Therefore
not
show
uttered.
me
signed a
the
decree
dream
that every
And he
man
shall
that shall
confirm
and the
ask
the
a petition of
covenant
interpretation
any
with
god or
thereof.
many
man within
for
30
1 week.
days, save of
They
And
thee,
in
O
the
answered
king,
midst of
again
the
and
shall be
week
said,
cast into the
he
den
shall
of
let the
cause the
lions.
king
The king
tell
sacrifice
his
answered and
and the
servants
said,
the
oblation
The
dream,
thing
to
is
cease,
true
and
according
we
to the
will
and
law
for
of
show
the
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 king's
overspreading
writings, which
interpretation of it.
altereth not.
abominations
Then
he shall
answered
The
make
king
it
Daniel and
answered and
desolate,
spake
said,
before the king,
I
even
know of a
that
until
Daniel,
certain
the
which is
feast
of the
consummation.
children of the
that ye
captivity
would
And
of
that
gain
Judah,
the
blood
time,
regardeth not
shall be
thee, O
poured
king,
because
nor
upon
ye
the
the
see
decree
desolate.
that thou
the
hast
thing
signed,
is
but
gone
maketh
from
his
me.
petition
Chapter
3
10.
times a day.
In the
Then the
3rd year
king,
of
But
wearied of
Cyrus,
if
these
ye
king of
will not
words,
Persia,
make
sore
known
a
dismayed
unto
for
me
thing
the
was
himself,
dream,
revealed
and set
unto
his
there
heart
is
on
Daniel,
but
Daniel
one
to
whose name
decree
deliver.
was
for you.
called
And he labored till the
Belteshazzar.
For
going
ye
down of
have
the
And the
sun
thing
prepared
unto the
was
ground.
lying
true,
and
Then
but the
King
corrupt
time
Darius
words
assembled
to
unto the
appointed
speak
king and
was
said
before
unto
me,
the
long,
king,
and he
till the
Know, O
understood
time
the
be
king, that the
thing,
law
changed.
and
of the
had
Medes and
Therefore,
Persians
understanding
tell
of
me
the
is,
the
vision.
dream,
that no decree
In
nor
and I
those
shall
statute
know
days
that
I,
ye
concerning
can
Daniel,
it
show
may be
was
me the
changed.
mourning
interpretation
3
Then the
whole
king
thereof.
weeks.
commanded, and
The
they brought
I
Chaldeans
Daniel,
ate
answered
no
and
before the
pleasant
cast him
king and
bread,
into the
said,
den of
neither
lions.
came
Now
flesh
the
nor
king
there is not
spake
wine
a
and
in
said
man
my
unto
upon
mouth,
the
Daniel,
earth
Thy
neither
God
did
be
I
that
thou
can
anoint
show the
served,
king's
myself
and
at all
matter.
verily he
till
will deliver
3
thee.
whole
Therefore
weeks
And a
there
were
stone was
is no
brought and
fulfilled.
laid
king,
upon the mouth of
no,
And
the
in the
den,
4th
and
nor
the
and
king
rule
20th
sealed it
day
with
of
his
that
own
first
signet
month,
asked
and with a
as
such
seal
I
of his
was by the
Lord,
things
side
that
of the
the
great
purpose
at
might
river,
any
not
which
be
is
king
changed
Hiddekel,
or
concerning Daniel.
astrologer
then I
And
or
the
lifted
king
up
went
mine
Chaldean.
to his
eyes and
palace,
looked,
and
and
passed the
behold,
night
a
And it
fasting,
is
certain
a
and had
man
a
rare
instruments of
clothed in
thing
music brought
linen,
before him,
whose
that the
and
loins
king
were
singing
girded with
wonderfully.
requireth,
fine
Then the king
gold and
when
arose
there
very
purple.
early in
is
the morning and went
none
His
in
body
haste
other
unto the
also
den of
was like the
lions.
beryl,
And when
that
he
and
came
can
to
his
the
show
den, he
it
face
before
cried
the
as
with
the
a
king
appearance
lamentable
except
of
the
voice
lightning,
gods.
unto
his
Daniel,
eyes as
dwelling
lamps
is
of
not
fire,
with flesh.
and his
O
arms and
Daniel,
his
For this
feet
servant of the
like
living
and
God,
colored
the
is
king
the
was
polished
God
angry and
brass,
very
whom
and
thou
the
furious,
servest
voice of
continually,
and
his
able to
commanded
words
deliver
to
thee
like
from
the
destroy
the
all the
voice
lions.
of a
wise men of
Then said
multitude.
Babylon.
Daniel unto the
And
king,
I,
And they
Daniel,
decreed
alone
Therefore,
therefore
saw the
my God
vision.
that
hath
the
sent his
wise
For
angel,
the
men
and
should
men
hath
be
that were
shut the
with
slain.
me
lions'
saw not
mouths,
the
that they
vision,
have
And they
not
but a
sought
harmed me.
great
Daniel
Forasmuch as
in
quaking
we
his
fell
found
upon
him
them,
cavern
innocent
so
to
that
be
they
concerning
slain.
fled
me,
to
and
hide
also before thee,
themselves.
O king, have I
Therefore
done
I
no
was
hurt.
Then
left
Daniel
Then was the
alone,
king
answered with
exceeding
and
counsel
glad,
and
saw
and
this
wisdom
great
commanded
to
that they should
vision,
Arioch,
take
and there
Daniel up
the
remained
out of
no
the
captain of the
den.
king's
strength in
So
me.
guard,
Daniel
which
For
was
was
my
taken
gone
out of the
clothes
forth
were
to
den,
slay the
turned
and no
wise
in
manner
men
of
of
me
hurt
into
was
Babylon.
found upon
corruption,
him,
He
and I
because he
answered and
believed
retained
said
in his
to
no
God.
strength.
Arioch,
And the
the
king
king's
Yet I
commanded, and
captain,
they
heard
brought
I the
those men
voice of
why
his
which
is the
had
words,
decree
accused
and
so
when
Daniel,
I
and
heard
hasty
they
the
from
voice
the
cast
of
them
his
king?
into the
words,
den of
Then
then
lions,
was
the
Arioch
women
I
and
in
the
made
a
the
children,
deep
thing
sleep
and their
known
upon
to
my
wives.
Daniel.
face,
And
and
the
my
lions had
face
Then
smote
toward the
the
Daniel
great
went
ground.
mammoth,
in and
great gold
And
desired of the
beast,
behold,
king
an
that
whereat they
hand
he
came to the
would
touched
bottom of
me,
the den.
give
which
him
set
Then
me
King
upon my
Darius
time that
wrote
knees,
unto
he
and
would
all
upon the
show
people,
the
palms of
nations,
king
and
my
languages,
the
hands.
that dwell in all
And he
the
interpretation.
said
earth.
unto me,
Peace be
Then
O
multiplied
Daniel
unto
Daniel,
went
you.
to
a
his
man
I
house
make a
greatly
and
decree
made the
that
beloved,
in
thing
every
known
opinion of
understand
my
the
to
kingdom
words that
men
I
Hananiah,
speak
tremble and
unto
fear,
thee, and
for the God
Mishael,
of
stand
Daniel.
upright.
For he
and
is
For
a
unto
living
Azariah,
thee
God,
am
and
I now
his
steadfast
sent.
companions,
forever, and his
And
kingdom
when
that
he
they
had
never
would
shall
spoken
be
this
desire
word unto
destroyed,
me,
and
I
mercy
his
of
stood
the
dominion
God
shall
of
be
immovable.
even
heaven
unto the end.
concerning this
He
secret,
Then
delivereth
said
and
he unto
that
rescueth,
me,
Daniel
and he
and
worketh
his
Fear
fellows
signs and
not,
should
wonders in
not
heaven
Daniel,
and in
perish
earth,
for from
who
the
hath
with the
first
rest
preserved
of
day
the
them
that
from
thou
the
wise
didst
power
men
of
set
the
thine
of
lions.
heart to
So
Babylon.
this
understand,
Daniel prospered in the
and
Then
reign of
to
was the
Darius,
hasten
secret
thy
and in the
revealed
reign
unto
of
before
Cyrus
thy
the
Daniel
God.
Persian.
in a
Thy
night
words
vision.
were heard,
Then
and
Daniel
I am
blessed the
come for
God
thy
of heaven.
words. But the prince
Daniel
of the kingdom
answered
of
and
Persia
said,
withstood me
Blessed
Chapter
be the
7.
120
name of
In the
God
days.
first
And
year of
forever
lo,
and
Belshazzar,
Michael,
ever,
one
king
of
of
the chief
for
Babylon,
princes,
wisdom
Daniel had a
came to
and
dream
help
and
me,
might.
visions of
and
the
I
head
For
remained
upon his
gifts.
there
head.
with the kings
Then
of
When
he
he
wrote the
Persia.
dream
changed
and
the
told the sum of
times
the
and the
matter.
Now
Daniel
I
seasons,
am
he
spake
come
and
to
said,
removed
make thee
I
kings
saw
and
in my
understand
set
vision
what
by
up
shall
night, and
befall thy
behold, the
He
people
four
in the
winds
giveth
of
latter
heaven
wisdom to
days.
the
strove upon the
For
great
wise
yet
sea,
the
and
and
vision
four
knowledge
great
is
to
beasts
for
them
came
that
out
many
from
know
the sea,
days.
diverse
understanding.
one from
And
another.
when he had
The
He
first
spoken
was like
such
a
revealeth
words
lion,
unto
and had
me, I
eagle's
set
deep
my
wings.
and
I
face
secret
toward
beheld
the
till the
things.
ground,
wings
He
thereof
and
were
I
knoweth
flesh,
what
became
and it
dumb.
was
is
lifted
in
up
the
from the
And
earth,
darkness,
and made
behold,
and and the
one
light
like the
dwelleth
similitude of the
within.
sons of men
I thank
touched
you
my
and praise
lips.
thee, O
Then I
thou
opened
God
my
of
mouth
our
and
Father,
spake,
who
and
hast
said
given
unto
me
him that stood
wisdom
before
and
me,
might,
O
and
my
hast
Lord, by
made
the vision my
known unto
sorrows
me
are
now
turned upon me,
what we
and I have
desired
retained
of
no
thee.
strength.
For thou
For how
hast
can the
now
servant
made
of this
known
my
to
Lord
us the
talk
king's matter.
with this my Lord?
Therefore Daniel went in unto
For as for
Arioch,
me,
whom the
straightway
king had
there
ordained
remained
to
no
destroy the
strength
wise
in
men
me,
of Babylon.
neither is there
He
breath left in
went
me.
and said thus
Then
unto
there
him,
came again and
Destroy
touched
not
me
the
one
wise
like
men
the
of Babylon.
appearance of a man,
Bring me
and he
him before the
strengthened
king,
me,
and
and said,
I
O
will show
man,
unto the
greatly
king
beloved,
the
fear
interpretation.
not, peace be
And
unto
Arioch
thee,
brought
be
in Daniel
strong,
before the king
yea,
in
be
haste,
strong.
and said
And
thus
when he
unto
had
him,
spoken unto me,
I
I
have
was
found a
strengthened,
man of the
and said,
captains of
Let
Judah,
my Lord
that
speak,
will make
for thou
known
hast
unto the king
strengthened
the
me.
interpretation.
Then said he,
The king answered and said to
Knowest thou
Daniel,
wherefore I
whose
come unto
name
thee?
was
And now will I return to
Belteshazzar.
fight with the prince of
Art
Persia.
thou able to
When
make
I am
known unto
gone
me the
forth,
dream
lo,
which I
the
have
prince of
seen,
Grecia shall come.
and the interpretation
But I will
thereof?
show thee
Daniel
that which is
answered in the
noted
presence
in
of
the
the
scripture
king,
of
saying,
truth, and
The
there is
secret
none that
which the
holdeth
king
with me
hath
in these
demanded
things,
cannot
but
the
Michael
wise
your
men,
prince.
the astrologers,
Chapter
the
11.
magicians, the
Also I,
soothsayers,
in the first
show
year
unto
of
the king
Darius the Mede,
that there is a
even
God
I
in heaven
stood to
that
confirm
revealeth
the
secrets,
statement.
and maketh
And now
known
will
to
I
the
show
king.
thee the truth. Behold,
Nebuchadnezzar,
there shall
what
stand
shall
up
be
yet 3
in the
kings
latter
of
days?
Persia,
Thy
and the
dreams,
fourth
the
shall be
visions
far
of thy
richer than they
head
all.
upon thy
And
bed
by
in
his
haste.
strength, through his
As
riches,
for thee,
he shall
O
stir
king,
up
thy
all
thoughts
against the
came
realm
into
of
thy
Asia.
mind upon thy bed.
And the mighty king shall
That
stand
should come
up,
to pass
that shall
hereafter.
rule with great
And he
dominion,
that revealeth
and do
secrets maketh
according
known
to
to
his
thee
word.
what shall
And
come
when
to
he shall
pass.
stand up,
But as for
his
me,
kingdom shall be broken,
this secret
and
is
shall
not
be
revealed to
divided
me through
toward the
any
four
wisdom
winds of
that I
heaven,
have more than any
and not
living.
to his
But
posterity,
for their
nor
sakes
according to his dominion which he ruled.
that
For his kingdom shall be
shall
plucked
make
up, even for others
known
beside
the
those.
interpretation to the
And the
king,
king of the south shall
and
be
that
strong,
thou mightest
and
know
one of
the
his princes,
thought
and he shall be strong above him, and
thou,
have
O king,
dominion.
sawest,
His
and
dominion shall
behold
be
the
a
greatness.
great dominion.
This great
And in the
image,
end of
whose
years
brightness was
they
excellent,
shall join
stood before
themselves
thee,
together.
and the
For the
form
king's
thereof
daughter of the south
was
shall
terrible.
come to the king
The
of
image
the
of
north
his
to
was
make
of
an
fine
alliance,
gold,
but
his
she shall not
breast
retain the
and his
power of
arms
the
of
arm,
silver, his belt,
neither shall he
and
stand,
his thighs
nor
of
his
brass,
arms,
his
but she
legs of
shall be
iron,
given
his
up.
feet part of
And
iron,
they that brought
and
her,
part of clay.
and he that
Thou
begat her,
sawest
and he
till
that
that
strengthened
the
her
stone
in
was
these
cut
times.
out without hands, which
But out
smote
of a
the
branch
image
of
upon
Aaron's
his feet,
shall one
that
stand
were of
up
iron
in his
and clay,
estate,
and break them to
which shall
pieces.
come with an army,
Then was the iron,
and shall enter
the
into
clay,
the
the
fortress
brass,
of
the
the kingdom
silver,
of the
and the
north,
gold, broken
and shall
to
deal
pieces
against
together,
them,
and be
and shall
found
prevail.
like the
And
chaff
shall
of
also
the
carry
summer
captives into
threshing
Egypt
floors,
their
and
gods,
the wind carried
with
them
their
away,
princes,
that no
with their
place was
precious
found for them.
vessels of silver
And the
and
stone
of
that
gold.
smote the image
And he
became
shall
a great
continue
mountain,
more
and fear
years
the
than
whole
the king
earth.
of the north.
This is the
So
dream.
the king of the south
And
shall come into his
we will
kingdom,
tell
and
the
shall return
interpretation
into his
thereof
own
before
land.
the king.
But his sons shall be
Thou,
stirred
O
up,
king, art a
and
king
shall
of
assemble
kings.
a multitude
For
of
the
great
God of
horses,
heaven hath given
and
thee
one
a
shall
kingdom,
certainly come,
power, and
and
strength,
overthrow,
and glory.
and possibly
And wheresoever the
then
children
shall
of
he
men
return,
dwell,
and be
the
stirred up,
beasts of the field,
even
and
to
the
his
fowls
fortress.
of the heaven,
And the
hath he
king of the
given
south shall be king
unto
with power,
thine hand,
and shall come forth
and
and
hath
fight
made
with him,
thee ruler
even
over
with
them
the
all.
king of the north.
Thou art,
And he shall set
saith
forth
God,
a great
and
multitude,
after thee
but the
shall
multitude
arise
shall be
another
given
king,
into his hand.
inferior to thee,
And when
and
he hath
another
taken
third
away
kingdom
the
of
multitude,
brass, which shall
his
bear
heart shall be
rule
lifted up,
over all.
and he shall cast down many
And the
10,000.
fourth kingdom shall be
But he
strong
shall
as
not
iron,
be strengthened
for
with
as
iron.
much as iron
For
breaketh
the king
in
of the north
pieces and
shall
subdueth
return,
all things,
and shall set forth
and as
multitudes
iron
greater
that
than
breaketh
former,
all things
and
shall
shall
he break
certainly
in
come
pieces
after
and
certain
bruise.
years with a great
And
army
whereas
and
thou
with much
sawest
riches.
his feet and toes,
And in those
part
times there shall many stand up against the
and
king
part
of
of
the south.
iron, the kingdom shall be
Also the
divided.
robbers of thy
But
people
there
shall
shall be
exalt
in it
themselves to
the
establish
strength
the
of an
vision,
iron. For
but
as
they
much
shall fall.
as thou sawest
So
the
the
ground
king
mixed
of the north
with
was
mire,
howled,
And I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved
And
with
as the
fury,
soles of the feet were
smote the
part
ram,
of
and
the
brake
ram,
his two
or
south
part
horns.
shall
of
And there was no
withstand
power in the
clay,
ram to stand
neither
before
so
him.
the
chose
He
kingdom
cast
shall be
him down to
partly
the ground, and
strong
stamped
neither
and
upon him.
shall
partly
there be
And there was
any
none that
strength.
could
And
deliver the
whereas
ram out of
thou
his hand.
sawest
Therefore
iron
the heat
mixed
becometh
with
very
miry
great,
clay,
and when he was strong,
they
the
shall
great
mingle
horn was broken, and
themselves
for it
none
came
with the
up
seed
four
of men,
notable ones
him.
toward the
but
four winds of
And
they
heaven.
he
shall
shall
not
stand
And out
cleave
of
one
one
to
of them
before his
another,
came forth
even
a
as
which by his
iron
horn
is
which
hand
not
waxed
shall
mixed
be
with
exceeding
clay.
great, toward the south
And
and
in the
toward
He
the
shall
days
east,
of
also
and
these
toward
set
the
his
pleasant
kings
face
shall
to
the
land.
enter
God of
And it
heaven
waxed
set
great
up
even
a
his
to the
own
king,
host of
kingdom,
heaven,
which shall
and
and
never
cast
be
upright
down
put
ones
some
to
of
with
the
him.
host and of
and
the stars
the
to
Thus
the
kingdom
ground,
shall
shall
and
he
not
stamped
do.
be
upon them.
left to
And he
other
shall
He
give
gave
him
people,
the
magnify
daughter of
but
himself
it
men
even
shall
to the
break
prince of
in
the
corrupting
host,
pieces
her,
and
and by him
consume
the
but she
all
shall
king's
their
not
sacrifice
kingdom,
was
stand
taken
and
on
it
his
away,
shall
hand,
and the
stand
place of his
forever.
neither be
sanctuary
for
was
him.
cast down.
For as much
And an
After
host was
this
as
given him
shall he
thou
against the
turn
daily
his
sawest
face
that the
sacrifice
unto
by
the
reason
stone
of
isles,
was cut
transgression,
out
and shall
and he
of
take
cast
many.
the
down the
mountain
But a
truth to the
without
prince for
ground,
his
and
years,
own
and that
purposed
did
in
behalf
break
shall
in
cause the
pieces
Then
the
I heard
reproach
one
iron,
offered
the
by
saying,
brass,
and
the
witnesses,
another
clay,
saint said unto
the
that
without
silver,
his
saying,
own
and the
saying,
reproach.
gold.
He
How
shall
The
long
cause his
shall
great
he
God
children.
hath
question
made
concerning the
known
daily
to the
Then
sacrifice
he
and
king
the
shall turn
what
his
shall
transgression and
come
face
to
desolation,
toward
pass
the
to
fourth
give
of
hereafter.
both
his
the
own land.
And
sanctuary
the
and the
dream
host to
has
But
be
he shall
trodden
certain,
stumble
underfoot.
and
And
fall,
he
and the
said unto me,
and not
interpretation
be
After
found.
thereof
2003
sure.
Then
days,
shall
then
stand
shall
up
the
in his
sanctuary
Then
be
the
estate
cleansed.
king
a raiser
And
of
he, that is,
Nebuchadnezzar
taxes,
when I,
fell
the
upon
king,
his
I,
glory and
face
Daniel, had
and
kingdom.
seen the
worshipped
vision,
him,
But
and sought
within
for the
few
and
means,
days
and
commanded that they
behold,
he shall be
should
there stood
destroyed,
offer
before me
an
as the
neither
appearance
oblation
of a
in
man. And I
and
anger
heard a
sweet
man's
nor
voice
in
odor
between
battle.
the
unto
banks of
him.
Ulai,
And in
which
his
The
called
king
and
esteem
said,
answered
shall
unto
stand
Daniel
Gabriel,
and
up a
said,
make this
vile
man to
person,
Of a
understand the
to
vision.
truth
whom
it
they
is,
shall
So he
not
came
give
near
that
where
thy
I
honor,
God is
stood,
the
and when he
God of
came, I was
gods,
but
afraid
he
and
shall
fell
and the
upon
come
my
Lord
face. But he
of
said
peaceably,
the
unto me,
king.
and obtain
Understand,
the
O son of
kingdom by
man, for at
flatteries,
the
And a
time of the
revealer
end
of
and with the
shall be
secrets,
the
arms of
vision.
flood
seeing
Now as he
shall they
spake
be
thou
with
couldst
me, I
overflowed
was in
reveal
a
this
deep
before
secret.
him,
sleep on my
and
face
shall be
toward
Then
the
the
broken.
king
ground.
made
But he
Daniel a
Yet
touched
great
me and
man
set
and
me
gave
also the
upright.
him
prince
And
of
he
many
the
said,
covenant,
great
Behold, I
gifts,
will make
and
thee
and
after
made
known,
the
and
him
shall
league
give thee
made
ruler
the
over
with
the
him,
end
whole
of the
he
province
shall
indignation.
of
work
For at the
Babylon,
time
deceitfully,
appointed the
and
end
but he
shall
chief
shall
be.
come
of
up
the
The ram
governors
which
and
thou
shall
over all
become
sawest
the
having two
strong
wise men
horns
for
are
of
the
the kings
small
of
Babylon.
people.
Media and Persia.
Then
He
The
shall
Daniel
fourth
enter
goat is
requested
the
of
peaceably,
the
king of
king,
Grecia,
even upon the
and the
fattest
great
and he
horn
places
that
set
is
of the
between his
province.
eyes is the
Shadrach,
first
And he shall
king.
do
Meshach,
that
Now that
which his
being
and
broken,
fathers have
Abednego
whereas
not
four
done,
over
stood
the
up for it,
affairs
nor
of the
four
his
kings
province
father's
shall
of
stand
fathers.
up
Babylon.
out of the nation,
But
He
but
shall
Daniel
not in his
scatter among
power.
sat
them the
in the
And
prey
in
gate
the
of
latter
the
and
king.
time of their
spoil
kingdom,
and
when the
riches.
Chapter
transgression are
3.
come to
Yea,
the full,
and
and
he
the
shall
king with
Nebuchadnezzar,
forecast
fierce
his
the
countenance and
devices
king,
against the
understanding dark
made
strongholds
an
sentences, he
image
shall
of
stand
for a
up,
gold
time,
whose
and his
height
power
was
shall
and
be
he shall
3
mighty,
stir
but
cubits,
up
not
his
by his
power
own
and
and
the
his
power.
breadth
He
courage
shall
against
destroy
the
of
king of
wonderfully,
the
and he
south
shall
with a
prosper,
and
great
set it
army.
up
and
in
shall
the
destroy
And the
the
plain of
king
mighty
of the
and the
Egypt,
south
holy people.
shall be
in the
And there is
stirred
province
up
of
to
Manasseh,
battle
Babylon.
also he
with a
shall
Then
very
go, but not
great
to
Nebuchadnezzar,
and
prosper in his
mighty
hand.
the
He
army.
shall
king,
magnify himself
But
in
he
set
his
shall not
heart and
together
stand,
madness.
the
He shall
for
destroy
they
princes,
shall
many.
the
He
forecast
shall
the
also
governors,
devices
stand
of
up
and
the
the
king.
against the prince
captains,
of
the
princes,
Yea,
but
judges,
he shall be
the
they
crushed
that
without
treasurers,
feed
the
end.
of the
And the
portion of
counselors,
his
vision of the
meat
the
evening
shall
and the
destroy
morning,
sheriffs,
him,
which was told,
and
is
and his
true.
all the
army shall
Wherefore
rulers
shut
of
overflow,
thou
the
up the vision,
and
for it
provinces,
many
shall
shall
be
fall
for
to
many
come
down
to the
days.
slain.
dedication
And
of
I,
the
Daniel,
image
And
which
feasted
both
for
these
Nebuchadnezzar the
kings'
king
6
had
hearts
set
days.
up.
shall be to do
Afterward I rose
mischief,
up
Then the
and did the
and
princes,
they
the
king's
shall
business.
governors,
seek
and
to
And there was
rise
captains,
at
the
one
astonished at the
table,
judges, the
vision, but none
treasurers,
but
the
it shall
understood.
not
counselors, the
prosper.
sheriffs,
For yet
and
the
all the
end shall
rulers of the
be at the time
provinces were
appointed.
gathered together enter unto the
Then shall he
dedication of the
return into
image
his
that
land with great
Nebuchadnezzar the
riches,
king had set up.
and his heart
And they
shall be
stood before
against
the
the
image
holy
that
covenant.
Nebuchadnezzar had set up.
And he shall do
Then
exploits,
an
and
herald
return to his own land.
cried aloud,
At the time
to
appointed
you it
he
is
shall
commanded,
return,
O people,
and come
nations, and
toward the
languages,
south.
that at what
But
time
it shall
ye hear
not
the
be as the
sound
former,
of
or
the
as the
cornet
latter.
flute,
For the ships of Chittim shall
harp,
come against him.
sackbut,
Therefore
psaltery,
he shall be grieved, and return, and have
dulcimer,
indignation against
and
the
all
holy
kinds
covenant.
of music.
So
Ye
shall
fall
he
down
do.
and worship
He
the
shall
golden
even
image that
return,
Nebuchadnezzar
and
king,
have
the king,
intelligence
hath
with
set
them
up.
that forsake the
And
holy
whoso
covenant.
falleth not
And arms shall
down
stand on his
and
part,
worshipeth,
and they shall pollute
shall
the
the same
sanctuary of
hour be
strength,
cast into the
and shall
midst
take
of a
away
burning
the daily
fiery furnace.
sacrifice. And
Therefore
they shall
at that
place the
time, when
abomination
all the people
that
heard the
maketh
sound
desolate.
of the cornet,
And such
flute,
as do
harp,
wickedly against the covenant
sackbut,
shall he corrupt by
psaltery,
flatteries.
and all
But the
kinds of
people
music,
that do
all
know
the
their
people,
God shall be
the
strong,
nations, and the
and do
languages fell
exploits.
down and worshipped
And they
the
that
golden
understand
image that
among its
Nebuchadnezzar
people
the
shall
king had
instruct
set up.
many. Yet they shall fall
Wherefore
by the
at that
sword,
time
and by flame, by
certain
captivity,
Chaldeans
and
came
by
near and
spoil
accused the
many
Jews.
days. Now when they
They
shall
spake
fall,
and said
they shall
to
be holpen
the
with
king
a little help.
Nebuchadnezzar, O king,
But many shall
live
cleave
forever.
to them with flatteries,
Thou, O king,
and
hast
some of
made
them
a
of
decree
understanding
that
shall
every
fall,
man that
to
shall
try
hear
them, and to
the
purge,
sound of the
and to
cornet,
make them white,
flute, harp,
even to the
sackbut,
time of the end.
psaltery,
because it is
and
yet for a
dulcimer,
time appointed.
and all kinds of
And the
music
king
shall
shall do
fall down
according
and
to his
worship
will,
the golden image.
and he shall exalt
And whoso
himself,
falleth
and
down,
magnify
not down,
himself above every god,
and worship
and
it,
shall speak
that
marvelous
he should be
things against the
cast
God of
into the
gods,
midst
and
of
shall
a burning
prosper till the
fiery furnace.
indignation be accomplished.
There are certain
For
Jews
that
whom
is
thou hast
determined
set
shall be
over
done.
the affairs of the province of
Neither shall he
Babylon,
regard the God of his fathers,
Shadrach,
nor the
Meshach,
desire of
and
women,
Abednego.
nor regard any
These men,
God,
O king, have
for
not
he shall
regarded
magnify
thee.
himself
They
above all.
serve not thy
But
gods,
in
nor
his
worship
estate
the golden
shall he
image which
honor
thou
the
hast
God of
set up.
forces,
Then
and the God
Nebuchadnezzar,
whom his
in his
fathers knew
rage,
not,
in
shall he honor
fury,
with gold,
commanded
and
to
silver,
bring
and with
Shadrach,
precious
Meshach,
stones,
and
and
Abednego.
pleasant things.
Then they brought
Thus
these
shall he
men
do
before
in
the
the
king.
most strong holds with a
Nebuchadnezzar
strange
spake and
God,
said unto them,
whom he shall
Is
acknowledge
it
and
true,
increase with glory,
O Shadrach,
and he shall
Meshach, and
cause them to
Abednego?
rule over many,
Do not ye
and shall
serve
divide the
my
land for
gods,
gain.
nor worship
And
the
at the
golden
time
image
of
which
the
I
end
have set
shall
up?
the king of the south
Now if ye
push
be
at him,
ready, that at what
and the
time
king
ye
of
hear
the
the
north
sound
shall
of the
come
cornet,
against him
flute,
like a
harp,
whirlwind,
sackbut,
with
psaltery,
chariots,
and
and with
dulcimer,
horsemen, and with
and
many
all
ships.
kinds of music, ye
And he shall
fall
enter into the countries,
down
and shall overflow, and
and
pass
worship
over.
the image which I have
He shall
made
enter
well.
also into the
But
glorious
if ye
land,
worship not,
and many
ye
countries
shall
shall
be
be overthrown.
cast the same
But
hour
these
into the
shall
midst
escape
of
out
a
of his
burning
hand,
fiery furnace.
even Edom
And who
and
is
Moab,
that God
and
that
the
shall
chief of
deliver
the
you
children of Ammon.
out of my hand?
He shall stretch forth his hand
Shadrach,
also
Meshach,
upon
and
the countries,
Abednego answered and
and the
said to the
land of
king,
Egypt shall
O
not escape.
Nebuchadnezzar,
But he
we
shall
are
have
not careful
power
to answer
over
thee
the
in this
treasures
matter.
of gold and of
If
silver,
it be so,
and over
our
all the
God
precious
whom we
things of
serve
Egypt.
is able to
And the
deliver us from the
Libyans
burning
and the
fiery
Ethiopians
furnace.
shall be at his
And he
steps.
will deliver
But
us out
tidings
of
out
thine
of the
hand,
east
O king.
and out of the north
But
shall
if not,
trouble him.
be it known unto thee,
Therefore
O king,
he shall go
that we
forth
will
with
not
great
serve thy
fury
gods,
to
nor
destroy, and
worship the
utterly
golden
to
image
make away
which thou
many.
hast set up.
And he shall plant the
Then was
tabernacles of his
Nebuchadnezzar full of
palace
fury,
between the seas in the
and
glorious
the
holy
form of
mountain.
his visage
Yet he
was
shall come
changed
to his
against
end,
Shadrach,
and
Meshach,
none
and
shall help
Abednego.
him.
Therefore he spake,
Chapter
and
12.
commanded that they should
And at that
heat
time
the
shall Michael
furnace
stand up, the
17
great prince, which standeth for the children of
times
thy
more
people.
than it
And there shall
was
be a time of trouble,
wont
such
to be
as
heated.
never was since there
And
was
he
a nation
commanded the
even to that
most
same time.
mighty men
And at
that
that
were
time
in
thy
his
people
army
shall
to
be
bind
delivered, every one that shall be
Shadrach, Meshach,
found
and
written in
Abednego,
the book.
and to
And
cast
many
them
of them
into
that sleep in the
the
dust of
burning
the earth
fiery
shall
furnace.
awake, some to
Then
everlasting
these
life,
men were
and some
bound
to shame
in
and
their coats,
everlasting contempt.
their
And
hosen,
they that be
and
wise
their
shall
hats,
shine as the
and their other
brightness of the
garments, and
firmament.
were
And
cast
they
into
that
the
turn
midst
many to
of the
righteousness
burning
as the
fiery
stars
furnace.
for ever and ever.
Therefore,
But thou,
because the
O
king's
Daniel,
commandment was
shut up the
urgent, and the
words and
furnace
seal the
exceeding
book,
hot,
even to
the
the
flame
time
of the
of the
fire
end.
slew those men
Many
that
shall
took up
run to and
Shadrach,
fro,
Meshach, and
and
Abednego.
knowledge shall be
And these three
increased.
men, Shadrach,
Then
Meshach, and
I,
Abednego,
Daniel,
fell
looked,
down
and behold,
bound
there
into the
stood
midst of the
other
burning
two,
fiery
the one on
furnace.
this side of the bank
Then
of the river,
Nebuchadnezzar
and
the
the other on
king
that
was
side of the
astonished,
bank of the river. And
and
one said
rose
to
up
the
in
men
haste, and
clothed in
spake, and
linen,
said unto
which was
his
upon the
counselors,
waters of the
Did not
river,
we
How
cast 3
long shall
men
it be
bound
to the end
into
of these
the midst of the
wonders?
fire?
And I heard
They
the man
answered and said
clothed
unto
in
the
linen,
king,
which was
True,
upon the waters
O
of the
king.
river, when he
He
held up his
answered
right hand
and
and
said,
his
Lo,
left hand
I see
unto
4
heaven,
men
and
loose,
swear by him that
walking in the
liveth
midst of the
forever,
fire,
that it
and
shall
they
be
have no
for a
hurt.
time,
And the
times,
form
and an
of the
half.
4th is like the
And
Son
when
of
he
God.
shall have
Then
accomplished to
Nebuchadnezzar
scatter the
came
power
near
of a
to the
holy
mouth of the
people, all
burning
these
fiery
things
furnace,
shall be
and spake,
finished.
and said,
And I heard,
Shadrach,
but I
Meshach, and
understood
Abednego,
not.
ye servants of the
Then
Most
said
High
I,
God,
O
come
my
forth,
Lord, what shall
and
be
come
the
hither.
end of these
Then
things?
Shadrach,
And he
Meshach,
said,
and Abednego
Go
came
thy way,
forth of the
Daniel,
midst of the fire.
for the words are
And the
closed up
princes,
and sealed
governors, and
till the
captains,
time
and the
of the
king's
end. Many shall be
counselors, being
purified and
gathered
made
together,
white
saw
and
these
tried,
men
but the
upon
wicked
whose
shall do
bodies the
wickedly,
fire
and
had
none
no
of the
power,
wicked shall
nor
understand,
was an
but the
hair of their
wise
head
shall
sin.
understand.
Neither
And from
were
the
their
time that the
coats
daily
changed,
sacrifice shall be
nor
taken
the
away,
smell
and the
of fire
abomination
had
that
passed
maketh
on them.
desolate set up,
Then
there shall be
Nebuchadnezzar
1,000
spake and and said,
290
Blessed be the God
days.
of Shadrach, Meshach, and
Blessed is
Abednego,
he that
who hath
waiteth,
sent
and
his
cometh to the
angel and delivered his servants
1,305
that
and
trusted in
30
him,
days.
and have
But
changed the
go thou
king's
thy
word,
way till
and
the
yielded
end
their
be.
bodies,
For thou
that
shalt
they might
rest
not
and
serve
stand in
nor
thy
worship
lot
any
at
god
the
except their
end
own
of the
God.
days.
Therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill, because there is no other God that can deliver after this sort. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. Chapter 4. Nebuchadnezzar the king, unto all people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. I thought it good to show the signs and wonders that the high God hath wrought toward me. How great are his signs, and how mighty are his wonders. His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and his dominion is from generation to generation. Nebuchadnezzar was at rest in mine house, and flourishing in my palace. I saw a dream which made me afraid, and the thoughts upon my bed and the visions of my head troubled me. Therefore made I a decree to bring in all the wise men of Babylon before me, that they might make known unto me the interpretation of the dream. Then came in the magicians and astrologers, the Chaldeans and the soothsayers, and I told the dream before them, but they did not make known unto me the interpretation thereof. But at the last Daniel came in before me, whose name was Belteshazzar, according to the name of my God, and in whom is the spirit of the holy gods. And before him I told the dream, saying, O Belteshazzar, master of the magicians, because I know that the spirit of the holy gods is in thee, and no secret troubleth thee, tell me the visions of my dream that I have seen, and the interpretation thereof. Thus were the visions of mine head in my bed. I saw, and behold, a tree in the midst of the earth, and the height thereof was great. The tree grew, and was strong, and the height thereof reached into the heaven, and the sight thereof to the end of all the earth. The leaves thereof were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all. The beasts of the field had shadow under it, and the fowls of the heaven dwelt in the boughs thereof, and all flesh was fed of it. I saw in the visions of my head upon my bed, and behold, a watcher and an holy one came down from heaven. He cried aloud and said, Thus hew down the tree, and cut off his branches, shake off his leaves, and scatter his fruit. Let the beasts get away from under it, and the fowls from his branches. Nevertheless, leave the stump of his roots in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beast in the grass of the earth. Let his heart be changed from man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over him. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men. This dream I, King Nebuchadnezzar, have seen. Now thou, O Belteshazzar, declare the interpretation thereof, for as much as all the wise men of my kingdom are not able to make known unto me the interpretation. but thou art able, for the spirit of the holy gods is in thee. Then Daniel, whose name was Belteshazzar, was astonished for 1 hour, and his thoughts troubled him. The king spake and said, Belteshazzar, let not the dream or the interpretation thereof trouble thee. Belteshazzar answered and said, My lord, the dream be to them that hate thee, and the interpretation thereof to thine enemies. The tree that thou sawest, which grew and was strong, whose height reached unto the heaven, and the sight thereof to all the earth, whose leaves were fair, and the fruit thereof much, and in it was meat for all, under which the beasts of the field dwelt, and upon whose branches the fowls of the heaven had their habitation. It is thou, O king, that art grown and become strong. For thy greatness is grown, and reacheth unto heaven, and thy dominion to the end of the earth. And whereas the king saw a watcher and an holy one coming down from heaven, and saying, Hew the tree down, and destroy it, yet leave the stump of the roots thereof in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass, in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts of the field, till 7 times pass over him. This is the interpretation, O king, and this is the decree of the Most High, which is come upon my lord the king, that they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field, and they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and they shall wet thee with the dew of heaven, and 7 times shall pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. And whereas they commanded to leave the stump of the tree roots, thy kingdom shall be sure unto thee, after that thou shalt have known that the heavens do rule. Wherefore, O king, let my counsel be acceptable unto thee, and break off thy sins by righteousness, and thine iniquities by showing mercy to the poor, if it may be a lengthening of thy tranquility. All this came upon the king Nebuchadnezzar. At the end of 12 months, he walked in the palace of the kingdom of Babylon. The king spake and said, Is not this great Babylon that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power, and for the honor of my majesty? While the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven, saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken, the kingdom is departed from thee, and they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. They shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. The same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven from men, and did eat grass as oxen, and his body was wet with dew of heaven, till his hairs were grown like eagle's feathers, and his nails like birds' claws. And at the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up mine eyes unto heaven, and mine understanding returned unto me, and I blessed the Most High, and I praised and honored him that liveth forever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation. And all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing. And he doeth according to his will in the army of heaven, and among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand or say unto him, What doest thou? At the same time my reason returned unto me, and for the glory of my kingdom, mine honor and brightness returned unto me, and my counselors and my lords sought unto me, and I was established in my kingdom, and excellent majesty was added unto me. Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, all whose works are truth, and his ways judgment, and those that walk in pride he is able to abase.